Alright guys, so still going, just I'm still putting in on the other side of my building now. So I'm onto this face running through here, which is my north. Okay, so I've put in my continuity beams. I have a lot of sections running through here now, as you can see. But just want to show you guys as to what I'm at and where I'm going. Okay, so you can follow along. So exactly the same process as I've been doing before, just now doing it for every beam in the project. So I'll just speed up whilst I go through here. So still just repeating it. Come back to my north, that fill here. Now I already put in, which section was it? Here. I put in my tension beams and my continuity. I might just close one of these, come back to my 3D. These, which one is it? Is it here? Look at that one. 1, 2, 1, 2, nope, other side. Here we are. So I will select them now from the 3D. So 1, I'll move these out of the way. I can see I've got a clash, so I have to tidy that up first. So to find out which column this is, if I select these, come to my ground floor, the ones that are highlighted. So I come to this section, can have a look and see what's happening. So this is going to get very messy, but effectively it's this one that I'm having an issue with. And it's this one. Okay, these become very busy, these drawings. So these ligatures are for the column, these ligatures are for the beam, and these are my reinforcement. All tucking in neatly. Come back to the 3D, and these are much better. Back in that section, this one. So if I select all of them, my continuity beams and my tension beams, reinforcing. If I then come to my north, so I've selected them, that's why they're blue. Now I can copy. So I copy, and copy up. I'm not sure why that hasn't found a host. And currently it's not moving, so I'm just going to undo that. This one here is okay, so I can select all of that rebar again. Rebar. Let's try again. That's better. So copy. Now let's copy across the grids. So if you can grab it from the top, if you can grab it from anywhere really, as long as it is symmetrical. So I don't need any of them here, but I will need to start moving this ones down. So I'm copying them because it saves me having to do them one by one. You're more than welcome to. It's up to you. It's much quicker, obviously, if you just copy them. So, same way that I've copied these up. These ligatures, these ones, and these ones. Because all of my beams are the same and in these grids, I can do this. Okay, remember if they weren't in line, I would not be able to do that. So SA, select them all. Changing the visibility here again. And I'm going to have to copy up my other reinforcement. So I've already copied, I've missed one here, these ones. Copy, move these ones down, that's better. So now I've already got my these 1600 bars, but I need everything else. So these bars I can copy up. You can take sections for each one, or you can copy them because they're the same size beam and they are in line where you can copy them. So grabbing these ones, copy, now that I've done that, I'm going to delete all of these sections. So I was going to tidy up my drawing again. If I look at my 3D, I have to just make everything visible. So select all. This should hopefully be the last time I have to do this for these. So now everywhere I have my steel. Okay, any clashes I can move them. And I reckon I have missed another one in here. I still have to copy some up. That's okay. I'll do that in a second. And that should be the column behind. Yep. Oh no, I didn't miss any. Okay. So now we're getting our steel in everywhere. These drawings will get more confusing. The next thing we get to do is put in these cranked bars. So if I come to my north, I'm going to zoom into a corner, and it's going to get really more complicated now, and more things coming along. So what we're going to do is we're going to go structure, rebar. What we're going to be doing, if I can find it on the PDF, it's kind of similar. It's kind of for a beam coming down, sorry, for a slab coming down, but it's pretty much what we're doing. Okay, just from another level. More so like this. Okay. So what we're going to do is placement, sketch rebar. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click, we're going to pick a host, and so the first host that we're going to pick is the beam. And now we're going to pick a plane, this is the bottom line. I'm going to go tab. I want to click that entire face. So click the face, and now I can start drawing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the inside of my bottom reinforcement. I'm then going to come straight across to where this is a longitudinal reinforcement for my column. So straight across to where they meet, and then just straight down somewhere. Click escape, escape again. N20, that's okay. And then we click the tick. And this is what I get. So this here is what I've just drawn in. Now if I look at my sheet, I'm using a column cogged bar or an L bar, 800 by 600. So if I select it, what I'll do first is move it. So move the bottom line to sit there, because they'll tie on top of each other. They'll tie together. Okay. And then the same thing here. Move. So this bottom line, move it out of the way so I can see it. It's going to sit on this outer line. So move to there. Okay. Now select it. I'm going to make 3 of them, so fixed number of 3. I'll change that in here in a minute. My A is this length, my B is this length, so my A is 800, so it stretches out this way. My B is 600, so it comes back down, and I have 3 of them. Select it and make it visible so we can see it now 3D. Go OK. Come to my 3D, and that corner, if I can remember which side I drew that on, north. I might have to spin this around. There it is. Sitting down here. I remember last time I did this, I can see a lot of clashing coming on. So if I center about here, I can see I have these bars cutting into each other. So this one's sitting completely out of the way. Okay, it's not even in my concrete beam because that's the face that I picked. This one here is clashing, and this one here is okay. So what I need to do is I need to come to a view where I can see these 3 and start to manipulate them. So if I look at my east, it's not on here. If I come to my west, it looks like they're sitting here. Detail level define and wireframe. Now I can see them. So like I said, it starts to get pretty confusing as to what's going on. But all we can do now is just like before. There's obviously different ways we can do it. I mean, I can move it there so it sits dead in line with my column rebar. Then I know exactly how far I need to move it. There's not going to be any. Sorry. We can just move, and then Revit will snap that outside line. Okay. Or the issue with moving is if I move to there, it's going to move everything across. And I'm going to have to move this back anyway. So it's easy. It's much easier just to drag it and snap it. Otherwise you'll be stuck there doing measurements and everything else. Alright, so that's what I recommend, is just drag it until it snaps the outside line. Now if I look at my 3D, my bars are sitting in, so they'll tie to the ligatures and they'll tie well, there's pretty much 4 points of contact from to tie to, so this is okay. Alright, so there's my bottom ones. Now I need the same coming the other way up to the top, and I'll need to put in some more here for my columns. Columns are going to get a bit trickier, so what we'll do is we'll ignore the continuity of columns. You're more than welcome to. So the continuity of columns is kind of like this one here with these starter bars. So you'll increase the lap of some bars further up, or you can do this. Okay, so the way that you can do this is from a section you can take from, say, here, so 400 to the center, 400 up, and just put 2 bars in, and that will give you a continuity. Alright, but if you're practical 5, I won't assess it. Just bear in mind that you can do that if you would like to. Now these we need on the other side, so facing upwards. So this is my west elevation, gets me to the back of it. My north shows here. What I can do is I can go through that again and redraw it, or quite simply annotation detailed line. So from here to here is my beam, this is my midpoint, select it, mirror about this. SA, visibility, make sure I can see them. 3D, and these ones here. Alright. So rotating about there, these are sitting in nicely in symmetry to the other ones. Alright, so please go ahead and do that for all of your corners.